Halo Reach on Xbox One X. We're getting a 4K resolution at 60 FPS with HDR support, bringing the entire Epic campaign to the Master Chief Collection, which already features the main Halo games 1 to 4 plus ODST. This also includes the multiplayer and the Firefight, along with the Forge, which is being moved in with an interesting kind of feature and change down the road. So here we go. This is the opening to Reach. We're going to show off little bits of it as not to spoil the story in case you're playing this for the first time. But yeah, it's time to get rolling in Halo Reach. So we're going to show off a little bit of the campaign here. We've got the Noble team. Then we're going to show off some of the multiplayer, and then we're going to show off some of the Firefight, just so you can see the different elements of the game as it's been added to the Chief Collection in action. I will mention that you can also see the other individual games. I have a video for each of them up, and the overall Chief Collection 2 gameplay review-wise, and I will be doing a PC Reach version as well later on. So look forward to that, because I love Halo, and this is absolutely incredible. Let's jump into the action. So in Reach, you are kind of a last-minute addition to the squad. You are on the planet Reach. It's sort of a doomsday situation, but you need to go in and you need to stabilize things because there's an important asset that needs to be evacuated and saved from this planet. Things aren't going well, and it's sort of just, you know, the fate of things, and you're just trying to do your best to stabilize everything and basically get as many people out as you can. And it's a story of desperation, and one that is beautifully presented with these visuals. Seriously, this is absolutely incredible. This was basically Bungie's sort of swan song on the Xbox 360 back in the day, their last Halo title. And it kind of honestly looks like it was meant to be played at these visual settings because the game holds up so beautifully with this high FPS and this gorgeous resolution. So I've had a lot of issues today trying to get this rolling well. I've had some Chief issues for a while, and doing a factory reset kind of got this going, so I'm almost practically in tears in the fact that this is finally rolling well and smoothly for me. Other people will not have that problem. I basically guarantee that. It's just running smooth. It's looking good, and it brings back so many memories. You know, I don't even remember the light rain that is presented in this campaign mission. I am noticing little bits of pop-in, but I guess that's just generally with the game. Oh, the little moa birds! Look at them! Like they're like ostrich things. So this was also, I think, the first Halo to have a sort of vibrant background nature going on with it. Like, I mean, look at this backdrop. This was clearly meant to be played at higher resolutions. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, this game, great campaign, great multiplayer, a great all-around experience, something that I spent countless hours playing. Even the character models and stuff hold up very well. Maybe not that as much, but like looking at the various members of the team, it was great because you also felt like you were a part of a squad, which was different in Halo. Usually you're the lone wolf. Even in ODST, you're basically a lone soldier out there. Whereas this one, you feel like you're part of a team. And you really get that sense of cohesion, and you care about the characters as the narrative progresses. I've been sprinting the whole time. What are these guys kidding me? And you really get a great story, excellent music, more what you expect. A different setup for Halo, because this is still more of a human civilization. Like, you get to see just sort of the start of something, which was really different. And there's something generally special about this experience. I don't know what it is, but Reach was great, and I spent countless hours on Forge, custom games, multiplayer, Firefight. It was great. It's absolutely incredible to be playing it again. They should have done this years ago, because this really is like I don't know. It's hard to describe how much this means to see this game included as well. I think all of the Halo games should eventually end up on the Chief Collection. Wow, that guy's really flying. Hooray! I think that was like it still is my text tone. I never have the audio on, but I believe it was from Reach, where I have the Grunt birthday party, which makes texts so much more fun to get. But anyways, yeah, it's just so good. So much great content. I love that they brought Firefight back. Hopefully ODST also gets that in the future. I don't know if they will. Hopefully we also see Halo 5 included in this someday, because it makes sense to. I hope this is like a sort of eternal version of Halo, and that it continues to get updated and pushed forward. Oh, look, little boa things. I will also mention that the Elite are savage in this game. So if you don't know what the Elites are, you'll see them in a sec. Try not to kill any of the creatures this time. Back in the day, I'd like go and like mow them over and stuff. But yeah, so these are the Elite, and they are actually tough guys in this. They like roundhouse kick, and they're deadly on insane. Well, legendary, sorry. Insane. Playing way too much Gears. But yeah, they're pretty tough creatures in this one. It's kind of ridiculous, and that's great because they are supposed to be more of like a nightmare creature. At least in the original Halo they were supposed to be, and it's great to see them in action. And I think the visuals are just absolutely stunning in this. We're gonna switch over shortly, but I just want to go for a quick little ride to show you a bit more of sort of the open world style that's presented in this Halo title, especially with this weird vehicle. And can I say this rain looks remarkable? I don't really even remember it as much in this sequence, but it looks wondrous, and it helps kind of paint a picture of the biome and the landscape that we're sort of traveling in right now. Oh look, they're working as a squad. I love when they do the V thing. It's so cool. As we like blistering high FPS roam through this landscape. It's just like, look at that backdrop. Oh, you could go right and it's a little bit quicker, but we'll go through this way just to kind of show off a little bit more of the landscape before switching over to the other content in the game, just so you get a sense of the world. And this isn't even the most beautiful level. As you continue along, they have some stunning backdrops and environments that you get to move through. It's seriously just a remarkable campaign and story, and it looks so good on this. So here we are with some multiplayer action. It's so good to have this working properly. I thought some big team battle would be a perfect kind of showcase of this. I don't quite see Invasion yet, or maybe a playlist for it, but we do have big team battle, and apparently someone that doesn't quite know how to fly this thing. So the game is a little bit different. So you actually now work towards... Wow, what an idiot. Does not know how to drive. You actually now work towards unlocking the armor content instead of having it available, which is neat, but at the same time, it's like I've earned all of that. I liked before in the Chief Collection where I just had things generally available to me, but whatever. So now there's like a bit of a battle pass that I guess they're going to keep adding to, where you work, and it seems pretty quick with you unlocking things and then getting access to additional pieces of armor and customizable things such as like the Firefight voices and so forth. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. And I don't know how that's going to change over time, but apparently it's going to be something they're going to keep working at to get people involved with the Chief Collection over a long period of time. So as you can see, the multiplayer is a little bit different in this version of Halo and Halo Reach. You've got the DMR, which was a different sort of weapon. Usually there's the BR, but this one changed things up. You see the balance of your shields with actually having a health bar. Some of the weapons were a bit different, and generally it was really good Halo action. Initially I wasn't a huge fan of the DMR, but I definitely kind of warmed up to it over the years, and I don't mind it. It definitely had all the action that you would expect from a Halo multiplayer, and just generally a lot of content to it, especially with all the DLC and unique experiences that continue to expand upon it. Great objective-based modes, great fun modes. Once like the Forge and stuff really gets rolling on this, you're gonna see like some peak Halo custom games, and I can't wait, because that is going to be awesome. I think we're finally going to be, like, Halo's just going to get rolling, especially with the PC edition. It's a great time to basically be a Halo fan, I guess. This is great. Territories, good game mode to play in this kind of situation to kind of show this off, because you're getting some of the vehicles action, good mix of like players, because a lot of Halo is, you know, throwing in regular infantry with vehicles, whether that's ground or air. And I love how they kept the original medals on this. For some of the Halo titles, they kind of got rid of them, but I think, yeah, Reach and Halo 3 got to keep theirs, which is great. Let's get that guy down, too. I'll show off just, like, a bit more of this prior to switching over to giving some of the Firefight off. I like to show a good chunk of, you know, multiplayer action, just because it is such an essential part of the Halo experience. At least for me, this is where I spend hundreds of hours playing, and this is only going to enhance my experience further, having even more variation within the action. And I'm sure others are just absolutely loving this too. Did he? Yeah, I killed him. I guess he jumped right off the cliff there. Big team battle's great, but there's also smaller Halo matches too. And I suggest giving them all a whirl, as it's fast action, smooth, it looks fantastic. And I think with the round being over, that's a good point to kind of give it a cut, and then show off Firefight. Okay, so I realized I didn't quite have enough of a runtime, so we're showing off Forge, which is included with the maps and the content. It's under a Create tab, same with the theater. So this is Forge World, which was a massive, free, open forging experience, for which you could commit suicide accidentally on if you threw yourself into the ground from the Guilty Spark character too fast. But yeah, this map is just absolutely massive. It is crazy big. It actually was so large that there were maps made within this map, and that was crazy. I had so many good times on this, setting up weird things, playing weird Forge matches, and just doing whatever. It is just absolutely insane, the raw scale, intensity, and the action of this. I mean, you can go all the way down there. It's just wild, and there's so many objects, and yeah, you know what? It is good that this has its own part of the video, because this is just insanely impressive. So if you're not familiar with Forge, you get to build, place, and create things. And the game had a great rotational kind of snap tool, which was a big deal back then. Forge was not very easy to work with in 3, and yeah, it's nice to have this option in this one. It was a lot of fun to forge things. I made bumper ghosts, which is like ghosts where you hit things, and I made zombie survival maps, and yeah, I played a lot of Forge on this, and they had so many cool items for like building things. They have barricades, and what was really neat was that there was like kind of scenery and stuff for the first time, which was really interesting. Like you could actually add natural elements to it. And it seems like rocks. I thought there were like trees and stuff too. Yeah, just not finding it. Struts and kind of things, buildings, room triple, and you could build like weird rooms, and you could raise and lower your rooms, and yeah, Forge was awesome, and it's running so smoothly here, and the budget's great, and I think you could just build some absolutely insane things on this. I used to do like this map raiders thing, where I was like a specific YouTube channel where I would just like rate like content that people made Forge wise and stuff, and I'm thinking I might get back into the game, because yeah, I can't wait to see what people build in this version of it with these beautiful visuals. I mean, it just is absolutely magnificent. And I mean, I'm kind of like just scratching the edge of it. There's like so many weird gadgets and toys and lighting things you could do, and you could do like effects too on the world, and special effects, and you could set up like cool pictures, and you could adjust things, and it's hard to truly describe how amazing this all is. Oh yeah, the massive, you could do like a grav lift, and then you just have your character like bounce up But Forge is so awesome. So this is Firefight. This is a cooperative experience. We're playing on one of the, I believe this was a DLC map, Firefight-wise, in the game. And we're having a little bit more fun with it. We've turned on Grunt Apocalypse. All grunts, all the time. Grunt action. Forgot you gotta be careful with those jetpacks. So what you're doing in Firefight is you're surviving waves of enemies, you're grabbing ordnance, and you're generally trying to not die because you got a certain amount of lives. This is, again, cooperative in nature, so you would be working as a team with others in multiplayer, but I wanted to get a fun kind of match going because Grunt Apocalypse is hilarious. And Firefight's not always serious. You can have a lot of little fun with it, such as just dealing with grunts, which are normally easy, but they're putting some damage into me, I gotta be honest. Oh, and I gave myself a rocket launcher because I thought that might be cooler. So you get points, you try to get high scores, there's a good selection of levels, you get all of the content that was available. So there's like, one's a Covenant ship, some are based on maps, one is like Installation 04, you get this really cool mine site game, or level. And there's just a really good selection of Firefight options present. You gotta get ammo. And you're just kind of surviving waves that continuously get more and more difficult as things progress. And it's a lot of fun to play as like with a group of friends. I've spent countless hours doing this and getting challenges back in the day because there were like weekly challenges and missions you had to complete. I love the grunts, they're so good in this. You had to complete your weekly missions, so you had to do Firefight, and I always would work on that. So, yeah, I'm quite used to that. And usually there's, like, special types of grunts. I think there's, like, Spec Ops ones. I think these might just be totally casual grunts. I'm not 100% sure. But they're fun to, like, kind of pick off. And again, it's not always like this. This is a specific mode. Usually it's, like, a mix of enemies, and you get all kinds of different forces coming in at you, and you gotta, you know, fight and deal with them all, which is quite a lot of fun. It's a good challenge. It can really be quite difficult even for a squad, so you gotta be careful. It's great that matchmaking is also an option again on this because, you know, it's good to play online with others. That's where the fun is in this. Whether or not they're your friends doesn't really matter. It's just a great cooperative experience to have with other people if this is something that you've never played before. Get some ammo at the machine, remember to keep the health up, and just have a great time with it, because that's what it's all about. Like, in general, this is a great package. I mean, Halo is so good. The campaign is totally worth it if you've never played it, or if you're coming back and trying to, like, just witness it again. That last level is just always so epic and stuck with me for so long. I remember doing fun little survival runs with my friends on it. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've actually played it. The Lone Wolf, so good. And then, you know, we've got the multiplayer, we've got the firefights, we've got the Chief Collection with the other, you know, Halo games included. And it's just, it's so good, it holds up so well, it's gorgeous here. This is better than I could have even, like, anticipated in my mind, seeing it finally in action. And I think, again, a part of that is, you know, trying to get this running well enough for me to come and, like, play it. And now that it is, it was so worth it just to come back and be able to experience this again. Because Reach is special. This whole collection is special, and it's just kind of magical to see it in action. I hope you enjoyed this look at one of my favorite Halo titles, something that definitely did deserve to be brought back, you know, even though it is, you know, a little bit older at this point. It clearly was meant for higher resolutions because I think it's just the polish and the care and the dedication that Bungie puts into their games, you know, that make their titles hold up so well and continue to look beautiful even years later. I mean, this could probably even compete with the high-end visual games of today. Spartan laser. And I love how they kept the medals, because I love the grindy, sort of gritty look they had. And the other Halos usually have like such sleek, clean medals, whereas this kind of just emulates the game so perfectly, being all darker. Such a good time. I definitely suggest checking it out. If you haven't played Halo Reach before, you've been missing out because it's glorious. If you have played Halo Reach, this is a beautiful, revisit to the experience and the action that was so particularly exciting and intriguing back in the day. Halo Reach.